listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
While I'm doing this, you guys also understand like this is what a VEO will get in the project as well. Basically, see, Salini has created one integration. Now that integrated, when it's executed integration, then it got it out, or maybe data has not been generated. Whatever it is, in production, you will get similar kind of situation. Someone else has already created those integration. Those are running in the system. Those integration and some data integration is not generating correct value or that integration is not completed. You will have to figure out the integration name. Once you figure out the integration name, then you have to go to the integration event. Then you check the integration event. That's all. These are the steps you're going to do. Let's say if someone asks like how exactly, tell me just step-by-step process how to debug integration. That's how you need to explain. You just got the issue. Then you find the details of the integration. You open the integration. You open the integration events. Then in integration event, you try to analyze you went to parent event. In parent event, you just try to analyze what exactly is here. You can see the parent event. Overall status is failed. Now you are going to check why this is failed here. Because you cannot run due to exception on future process. This is weird. Because I'm doing this exactly same thing. I go through 2-3 times your video and then I'm like where I'm doing mistakes. Basically, here you are doing mistakes. You read the C always whenever you get issues. What do you need to do is you need to click on this error. In DT, your document is not attached. Really. I had touched the document. Let me see. I may be able to see that error portion also. In my always you try to investigate while going parent event. When you open integration event, there are parent events. When you will click on parent event, then you will see overall status. This is the actual status of the integration. Though your integration has failed. Now, sorry to disturb you, where you go to click after clicking the C. Basically, you see, this is the integration event you will open. Perform related action. When you open, this is the integration event. Hey, you will see there is one parent event, right? You have to click on this parent. When you will click on this parent event here, you will see all the processes, whether that's a document delivery or that's an integration event, another integration run, whatever it is, you will see all those here in the wherever you see number of errors, number of warnings. There you will see this count. 1, 2, 3, whatever number of count will be there. You need to click on this. That is something will give you the details of data. Now let's see. This is the integration. This is a DT is the end. It's a T. I mean, there is something wrong with your DT only. That's fine. Not that one. That integration document is attached. One sec. Here is the mistake. See the integration. This integration is different, and the integration which you asked me to open, that is different. Let me see this. See the spelling. In that case, because I did the same thing. Let me figure it out. Okay. And then I'll let you know tomorrow because I did with the same integration because I deleted one because I'm not getting that proper. I thought like I'm doing some mistakes. I did it. And then this one I was not able to delete because there the process is still going on. I just left it and I created the new one. Let me figure it out and then I'll let you know. Already. This one is like because I deleted the main, like a main file. See, either you need to change the B in which you can figure the correct DT integration, or you attach your the document. SL in this integration. Either one is fine. Then we are going to. Is this going to? Let me just thank you much. No worries. Anybody is having any other question? You guys are able to understand all this thing, right? What they were involved in, whatever we have discussed. I mean, I don't want something like that. We have completed the station, and then you're saying like I did not understand anything. No, Kensh, I'm good. Like what you're telling is I'm getting the points. Now let's move to the next. One. Basically, yesterday we were discussing this data integration and this data integration. The steps are mentioned here. I think you did not join yesterday. I hope you have seen the video. Otherwise, you just see the video. I have seen already. And also how to execute this notepad code, how to test that code. Basically, at this point, see there are multiple as one is you directly attach the XSLT in integration. Then you run the integration. You will be able to test. There are three kinds of XSLT. Now let us understand how exactly you can debug and all. Basically, there are three XLTs you learned. One, you learned DAB plus XLT. The second is CC plus DT, where as of now you have learned XDT. Then today we are going to discuss C plus DT at TV. It will be a quick one today as well. It is similar XDT only. These are the three. For EIB or for EAB, whatever SLT you write, you can directly test that in Notepad. Plus, the other thing is you can download Oxygen. You download Oxygen Editor. You add your email address. When you will add your email address, it will give you 1 month of free subscription. And then you just understand how to use Oxygen. From YouTube, you will be able to understand from YouTube. Basically, you can get 1 month free license for this Oxygen tool, Oxygen Editor. This is something you can do. This is the best tool. XML. This is the best tool we have in the market. This is a premium tool. Basically, to learn when you add your email address, then you get a license of 1 month, and then you can try and you can learn. Now we know Notepad++. EIB. If you want to taste this in Notepad++ EIB XSLT, then you can do in this way. What you can do is basically you create one XSLT and you open one XML file. Let's say this is one XML file. This is one XML file. And then for this, let's say there is another Excel file. This is EIB file. TEIB test. This is EIB XLT file. Now, if you want to taste, what you need to do is basically you open one tab, whether it's XML or XSLT. For example, right now I have opened XSLT. I am right now in XLT. What you need to do is you go to plugin, then XML tools. In XML tools, you will see XSL transformation. Right? You click on this. When you will click on this, then it will ask you if you are in XML file. Then select browse the XML file. If you are in Excel, then browse any XML file and then click on transform. If you are in XML file, if you have opened XML file in a Notepad++, then here browse, find the XSLT file, attach here and then transform. This is how you are going to test. And you can do directly in the Oxygen editor as well. That is another tool I don't have. I am not able to show you, but definitely you can just watch videos how to use this Oxygen editor, and then your waste it's not that complicated tool for the conversion. You just take that, you download, you get the free license, and then you try that. That is the best tool. Now this is for EIB accessibility. For C, C++, DT, X, DT, this is something you want to be able to test via Notepad. Here, you would need to attach this XLT and DT integration. Then you wouldn't need to launch. For XDT, ETV, you will not be able to test in the Notepad. Plus, you have to attach this in the Workday DT integration, and then only you will be able to test this. And how will you take this? Basically, these are the steps to create DT integral. You know, right? Basically, every time you make changes in the XSLT and then you just attach and then you can simply run the integration. Can I try now? The second also, you can try C. Basically, you will be able to taste that in Notepad++ as well, but when you will taste the XDT, then you won't be able to see the proper order. You will see the output like this. This is not a proper text file, right? You will not be able to understand whether it is converting correctly or not. See, this is generating the data. It should generate, but the actual thing you will get in the integration. Any further question? I'm just proceeding with the next item. Yesterday we discussed about XDT. I will say you guys just do a basic practice also, but try to create integrations. These are the things that you should be able to understand. Basically, when you will do these activities, then you will be having more clarity in mind, like what are the things you are able to understand? What are the things you are struggling to understand in Workday? These are the advanced kind of things. I mean, actually, these are the basic things only. But for you guys, you started with custom report, calculated field, and then EIB integration. Now we are discussing the DT integrations. Comparatively, this is more complicated. Basically, if you practice, then you will be able to understand many things in the workday. I would recommend you just do practice. If you face any issues, then let us discuss in the call. Yes, till yesterday we discussed the XDT. Now, today we are going to discuss the ATV. I mentioned ATV means element transformation and validation. This ATV will be used to generate the XML data from XML, XM data from XML. Mostly it will be. It is generally used to write the validations. And if you need to validate any field, let's say there is, if any employee is having last name missing, you want to print some error misses in the integration event. How will you do that? Basically for that one, we have ATV. The steps will be same. Whatever we had for DT and XDT, the steps will be same. I'm not writing the steps, but today I'm going to create one core connector, worker integration, and will attach ATV. And then we'll just show you how exactly the output is getting transformed. Let's go. Where is my ATV? I'm creating one integration from scratch. Yesterday I created one integration with the name of Corona. Today I'll create integration. Let's create integration with earthquake names. I'm creating one new integration to create a DT. What we need to do is, first, we need to create a core connector integration. Today, we are going to create core connector integration. If you guys miss something, then you just watch this, then you will. This will be a quick recap to create core connector integrations. To do that, create integration system. Come on. This gives my enthusiasm. Create integration system. Let's create the V. I don't make CC viewer bound. So, connect. Connect. Go connect to worker. Click here. They are configured services. The services lie. Personal data section, or sorry, not this one. Batch and data status data, audition data, whatever the fields we have. Percent data, personal data, the compensation. Let's add compensation. Now click. Once you click, you will get one either. But that either will say like you need to configure required attributes. For that one, we will go to configure integration attributes. We will configure just mandatory one. This is required for launch. We are simply going to configure this only. Hey, are you just enable the latest version? Whatever we have in Workbase 40.2. Click. Now let us select fields. To select fields, what we have to do is we have to go to integration. Field of attributes in integration field attributes. We have to select. What are the things we have to select? Employee first name, last name, gender, total annual base pay. First name, last name, gender. then in compensation total annual base pay. This one I'm just selecting for field just to show you guys. Now I have created core connector integration. The next thing I'm going to configure is the eligibility. To configure eligibility, we need to go to Configure Integration field override. Ganesh, these templates are delivered by Workday, right? In real time also we have this template slides. This is Workday templates only in real time, as in basically in production. Basically when you will be working in any company, whatever we have seen apart from calculated field and customer reports which you have created. Apart from that, everything will be there in the tenant. Everything is sensible. You will find everywhere in any Workday tenant. Mostly which templates are used in the project. A core connector worker. Core connector position, location, organizations, G, VG payroll interface. After, these are the common ones. After this, basically depends on your company. What are the things they are using? Basically LinkedIn. There are LinkedIn connectors, there are Fidelity connectors. There are many connectors, but if you ask me, I can mention some of the template which is almost used in every company which you can practice as well. This is core connector worker. Then position. You can mention C positions. CC and CC organization. C job profile, job family, something kind of. Then we have VG. Then we have PT. Then we have PR. Payload interface. And after, this depends on your company. There are many templates. For example, we have LinkedIn templates. Then we have a benefits template. All this thing depends on companies, but these are the common ones. That's fine. Anyways, basically now we have created the core connector integration. Now let's run that core connector integration. I'm running in full file mode at this point of line just for 2 employees, that we can just get the data and understand like how the output file looks like and how exactly the validations are happening. Basically, what name I gave. Your name is somewhere unique, but still I'm not sure why it is taking that much of time. But anyways, now it's open. This is the integration. Now we will run this integration. Integration launch. Click. Then here I'm just adding full file. I'm adding to profile Jack Clean and Logan Matt. Just 2 profiles to show you guys. Jack Nellis this add fee and then Logan Matt. No click. Meanwhile this runs. What we are going to do is we will be creating another DT integration. As per steps, I have already created CCV integration. Now the next is I have to create DT integration. I'm just copying this name. Then here again, I'll just go to create, says give that same name with the extension. And then the template I'm going to use is document transformation. Attaching document transformation. Now this is created. Here I'm going to add that document transformation. This accessibility. I think the accessibility. There is already one accessibility. I'm just attaching the same one, but you can just create a new using this. Create integration service attachment. You will be able to attach new access. I'll do whatever you will create. Here there is already one ATV. I'm just using this ATV. Click. Now this TT is configured. Now the next step, I'll just configure the sequence generator. To configure sequence generator, just go to related action integration system and then configure integration sequence generator. I'm just giving a work, the raw data and the score sequence. .sn as we will be generating XML. A sequence generator is done. Now we have not linked the integration yet. We are going to do that. I think this time a lot of processes are running in the system. That's why the tenant becomes slow as well. Anyway, this is completed. Now let's see the output file. If you see the output file, what's the name? Today output 9. If I open this, then see this is the output file where we have a employee ID name, then person data, name data, first name, last name, total annual base pay, and then gender. Here, if you see for Logan Manil, there is no gender defined. And for Jacqueline, there is gender defined as female, and for Jackie's, the gender is defined as male. The output data is generated. Now we have to convert this output in some other format. Other format XML, which should be more understandable. Basically, what we are going to do now is we are going to create, this is the integration. Now we are going to create one data integral which we already created. We are going to link this integration. To link this integration, what you need to do is go to the related action and create a business process. I'm not directly going from here. You can go from here as well. I'm opening the normal CCBUI integration. This is your normal CCDU integration. You need to create business process for this integration. What you need to do is go to related action. In related action, go to business process. Then you just create copy or link definition. Here you will get this prompt. Then you click on. Automatically, business process will be configured created. When business process will be created, it will come like this. You need to add one more step. At step C, A and B is already there. Then add a step C in step C here in the type you select integration. You set and then click on. You select an integration as type and click on. When you will click on, you will get one option to configure integration. Here, this is the button you have got here. The error is saying you there is one intake. There is one integration, a step added, but there is no integration configured. You would need to configure the integration. To configure the integration, you click on this button. Then here you just add the name of the integration, whatever you have created. let's say a little tweak. This is the integration I created. Now click. Basically, this has been attached. Now both the integration are linked. Both the integration are linked now. Click. Now we'll go to the main integration which we created, and then we will launch the relaunch of the integration. Now DT integration is connected to the normal integration. What we are going to do is we are going to relaunch the earlier integration event only, or maybe you can create a new integration event. That's fine. You can launch integration. You can firstly launch integration, or you can create a new and just reuse the existing integration event. I'm going to use the existing because I already configured 3 workers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the integration event first. Click. I'm going to just relaunch this integration. Now click. No integration is launched. Let this process. You can click on this overall process. The document transformation is getting processed. You in this business, not just you are creating a DT integration. You should be exploring all these things as well. The parent events. What are the subsequent processes you are getting? Here, if you see, the DT integration has been completed with errors. If you have seen, this is overall, status is completed. Overall status is completed, but still, if you see, the DT is completed with errors. What is this error basically? You can click on this error. See, first of all, see the output file. Here, we don't have any output file. Then I think there's something wrong with the DT. It be target. We must have. There is in here. Basically, I have referred to one of the field from additional information to get additional information. What we need to do is we need to add field override service. This is why we have got either. Let's configure that one as well. We will go to the normal integration. See, always ready either. That either will give you almost everything about why that integration has generated errors, and all those you will start understanding. That's fine. Basically, my either is I have added one field. I had one fail in the XSLD, but I have not configured that field. I'm just configuring that field to configure that field. What I'm going to do is I'll create a field override service. To create a field override service, first of all, you need to go to Configure Integration Services. This is not DAS enabled. This is normal integration. For DAS enabled integration, the steps will be different and the code will be different as well. It depends on the XLD code, depends on the integration XML. If the XML is different, the code will be different. Now I'm creating the field override service. To create a field override service, you just need to go ahead and build a variety of service. Just adding root pick field override service. It's just wait. Business object is worker. Now this way it is completed. Click. Now we need to configure the field override service. To configure, what we are going to do is so I need to click on. I'm going to go ahead and create a field override service. Now we need to configure field override service. See, these are the steps which I'm doing right now. This is not new. We discuss all these steps in CCB integrations. I'm just going quickly because these are something we have already discussed. But still, if you think you are having a question, you can just go ahead and ask. Now let's configure field override service. This is wait. Here we will keep Workday ID. Oh, that. Click. Now I'm going to relaunch integration again and will show you what is happening. Let's get this configured. This is adding. Now I'm relaunching this integration again. This is the integration event. I'm just going to the related action of the integration event. And then they went to launch integration event. Now clicking on. I think someone is unmute. Do you want to ask anything? That's fine. Now relaunch. We'll see the output first. Now this is completed. And if you see there is one completed with warnings here, let's say if this is the worker data. See, this is the sequence generator which we configured. Basically, this is the output file which has been generated. Now if I open this output file here, see now if you see the XML, this was the earlier XML for 3 employees. Now this is the another XML. If you see, file is a root node. Then we have multiple records for each and every employee. First employee and then second. Now we ran for 3 employees, but here in the output we are just getting 2 employees. Why is that? We'll check that. Basically, this is the simple output. Now, if you see the record, there are multiple records. There's just 2 records here, for example, and it's pretty much clear. Employer is this one. First name is this one. Last name is this one. It is easily understandable now. But here, if you see this XXML, then it looks like a lot of things are there. You have to figure it out. Like we feel what employed if I watch him. What employee employed your point of edge? Basically, this is getting converted in a simpler way using ATV. Now in the integration event, if you see in the DT there is one in the morning. There is one warning generated. If you see, this is warning. Now let's click on this warning. Why did he generate warning? Here if you see no value output for required field gender. For Logan McNeil, the gender value is missing. This is what validation I was talking about. Here in ATV, this validation, this is something configured by us. If you see there is the message carefully, please go and update gender. See the gender field is missing. Please go and update the gender. Now if I open the XSLD area, you can see gender field is missing. Please go and update gender. This is the error message. We have configured this error message. That is what it is serving in the integration event. Basically, I'm going to come to this XSLD. But before I go to XLD, anybody is having any question? No, is it? That's fine. I don't like it's complicated, but you guys are making this more easy. That's good. Anyways, basically here. Now if you see the XML has been generated, converted into another XML, and also the access is doing validations as well. If any condition is not getting satisfied, then if you want to just omit that record from the file, you can do that. If you still want that report in the file with the warnings on errors, then you will be able to get that as well. Basically, now let's come to XSLD. The steps are same, what we did in XCT. The steps are same, it's just different in the syntax. And even if you see, the syntax is also same. Basically here, if you go to the syntax now, as we have already discussed the XCT, let's directly quickly go to the ATV. Here you can see this line is same. Then SilkC, the same. This is a library one. This is fine. Excel namespaces for Excel library. Then XLUS namespace comes for the worker data. If you see the worker XML, if I show you worker XML, see in this worker XML, you can see the namespace. This is the namespace BOS. Where exactly this ABOS? The C, you see this WS is there. A VS colon worker, VS colon summary. We are defining this ABOS. This WS is actually the data details coming from this one. You are in column count.workday/workers. Basically, this is something you need to change because now yesterday I mentioned like when you are creating, then in the template you would need to change based on the template. Now today, yesterday we used connector position. Today we are using connector worker. The connector worker. This is the nature. This is something we need to use. Then we have ML namespace a t. In use XML namespace :txt and we were using xtt functions. Here we are going to use ATV and we are going to use ATV functions. This is a library for ATV functions. Then version, this is same here. One thing you will define is the output method is XML. The output method is XML. You just define that your output will be generated in XML now. Next, the same yesterday. I mentioned like to call to execute code. What you need to do is you need to create a main class. And in the main class, you can call another classes as well or another functions as well, which has been created outside. Here, this is the main class. This is worker sync. Basically, if you see the XML, where is it similar to the? I am having one XML. Let's say this one is XML. For example, this is the XML. Here, if you see the worker, sync is a root node. What we are doing in ATV, we are just defining in the main template. Just go to the worker, see, then execute these many things. What we have done is, we have said we have us. We have mentioned the severity as warning. We have just defined like if something goes wrong, then severity of the integration event should be completed with warning. Then we have Excel apply template. This is where this template is getting called. The logic is defined in another template that is getting called using this apply templates. You can explore more on apply templates in NoSQL Scrum. You can practice a lot and then you will understand what exactly is this. But the here is this. Apply templates is used to call this template. When once execution comes to this XL apply template, the execution will go to here. Once this execution is completed, then only it will go to the next line. Basically, now the execution is here. Let's discuss this one. It's already deal, worker sync. This already has half of the address events, a quarter address. This main class is already having. Now rest of the address, we are defining in this XLL template block. Here, if you see after workers, think we have multiple workers for each worker. This will be executed for each worker. This will be executed now here for each worker. These code will be executed. Now, what is this code? Here we have mentioned XL choose and then XL other XLL choose where we have used XL bin and XL otherwise. In XL choose if you see the curve, the first condition is saying not personal/gender. Basically, if what this means is if person doesn't have gender updated, this means if there is no value of gender for it, for any worker, then execute this one. If there is value of gender for any worker, then do not execute this one. Execute this one. Basically, there are two situations here. If you see Logan McNeil doesn't have gender updated. For Logan McNeil, the processing is going to happen here. This will be the processing. But for other workers who is having everything correctly updated, processing is going to happen in otherwise. Now let's see here. Basically, when gender is not updated, gender is a target summary name. From where this is coming? This is coming. If you go to the Workday event, then here if I open the warning, Come on. If I open the warning, see here name is coming Logan McNeil. If you see the XML summary name, this is Logan McNeil. Basically, integration event. Where is that? Where is that? Here, if you see here, after the either message, the value is coming Logan McNeil. This value is coming from here. This one event target. A TV colon target is equal to summary/name. Basically, whatever record will be impacted because of this condition for this error message will be printed like this in the integration event. For this worker, gender is missing. Basically, the gender is missing. That's why the execution is going here and then a TV target. This is getting printed in the target and then a TV colon target by target bit. This target, which is used to identify the worker in the system, the single instance field in the system. How exactly this is identifying? Basically, in additional information in field override service. I have added one field Workday ID. The Workday ID will identify the worker who has been impacted. Because of this validation, here the read is getting passed. If you see the XML, I did not run. Let me open another XML. Where is output X? This is a ladder after field override service here. If you see in additional information there is speed. This is the reference ID. This is a Workday ID of every worker. This worker is generating the value of the single instance worker field, and that's how you are getting printed here. Targeting target. You can see login magnet. This is a single instance field, right? That is coming from your this target weight. What exactly will come here? Here we are going to get this one additional information. /w is colon widely, and this is what is bringing your worker name, the worker instance. I would say that is a worker instance, worker record. Then here a TV colon name, say TB colon name here. What we are doing is we are just framing the error message. What are the misses we want? This is the error message I want in the integration event. This is why I have updated this. All these things you can just play around. Then ATV is required, the gender value is required. Basically, if gender is blank, then it is going to give you the ATV omit is equal to true. Basically, whoever is satisfying this condition, that should not be printed in the output file. That is, making sure it to be colon omit is equal to 2 and then severity is equal to warning. Here, as I have mentioned, severity is equal to warning. That is why here in the DT, you can see this is completed with warnings. If I change the severity from warning to error, then what it will do is it will change the integration event status. This DT integration event status as completed with errors. It depends. There are multiple status. We have warning either critical. Warning either critical. Warning is warning. Either is either. Critical means integration is going to fail. Now this one is executed. The gender one is executed. This record will be the record. The worker record will be omitted. Then it will check for another worker. For another worker, gender is updated. For another worker, for example Jacqueline, for Jacqueline gender is updated in the XML file. Execution will never go in this place because this condition is not getting satisfied. As this condition is not getting satisfied, the execution is will go to the otherwise. Here in the otherwise, we have mentioned the record. This is the record which we are defining now here. If you see the output file, the converted output file, if you see if there is a record, Now we are trying to create this XML. How exactly we are trying to create? Basically, this is the record. This is going to print the record here. We have mentioned one function, ATV, colon increment number. ATV colon increment. Number means whenever, whatever number of times this access will otherwise is going to be executed. This is going to increase the count. To by +1 by default is going to increase the count by +1. This total count initially is having dump value. Now it's easy. It is having 1 to whatever number of records is getting processed based on that. This total count will get incremented. Again, I'm saying ATV target is equal to summary name, the then target which is equal to additional information, then wait. Why we have given a risk? Basically, if you see there is some validation, the retain on the field level as well. For example, first name, last name. These are required. All these fields are required. Let's say there is one worker who doesn't have any last name updated. If that worker is not having last name updated, then by default integration is going to complete with. This is required. Integration is going to complete with warning again. It will be warning again. Basically, here there are cases where you can override the severity as well. And then you can note down the severity in a different, for example, let's say this one, gender. Let's say now gender is there. No, sorry, gender. Is there not a good example, gender? We have already validated, for example, base pay. Let's say if base pay is not updated for any worker. When base pay is not updated for any worker, and this is a required field, then in that case this will generate one error. Here in the integration event, when you see the completed with warning, you will see another completed with error as well. In completed with error, basically when you will click, you will get additional section here. That is number of errors. In number of errors, you will be able to get those errors. You can play around. Now let's just understand all this thing in the car in detail. This ATV colon increment number. This is total count by default whenever this loop will be executed. This is going to increase by 1. Then for each and every field there is a validation mentioned. For example, for this employee ID, this employee ID should be true. Vary from where exactly we are going to validate that employee ID. See, this is the value. If this value is blank, if this value is not there, then it is going to generate one error. You can see the ATV colon severity is either. When this value is not present, then integration is going to generate error. Similarly for first name, this is required, but there is no severity defined. Here in this case. Basically, if the value of the first name is blank, then also it will generate error of warning. That is something you can check. If you love the last name is same, then for gender, the value is required, the severity is warning. Here, when gender will not be updated for any worker and if otherwise is getting processed, then that is going to generate warnings. The warning will say like gender is not updated. Could you please update or something like that. That is something you can try as well now. Base pay here in base pay. If you see there is one additional function. The first thing we are checking with the base pay is present or not. If base pay is not present, then generate the error. We have defined the severity as either. Then you have another function ATV colon add number. What this ATV colon add number is doing. Basically, let's say we have 3 employees and for those 3 employees, there are, let's say, someone is earning $100 First hurdle 1 is $50. What it will do, the number of times record will be processed in otherwise. This is going to sum. This is going to generate a cumulative summation of the total base. For example, first record employee record has been processed and the salary was $100. It is going to process. It will show $100 now the next time when the another record, for example, employee came and the salary for employee is $150. What it will do is it will add $150 in the earlier value. Earlier it was $100, now another. It is going to add $150 into $100. This total sum will become $250. Let's say there is another record whose salary is the 200 getting processed. It will just add there as well. Now if what it will do is $250 plus the 200, it will generate the value of $450. This is what this ATV at colon add number means. And then from where exactly this is getting the value that is common in each and every accessibility, you have access. L value of select is equal to you. Just keep the X bar from there is going to get the value. Now, once this template is executed, then again execution will go for here. If when the execution goes to here, the next line is footer section. In footer section, we have added two tags. One is work account, another is sum paid. In work account, we are getting the number of records which has been processed. That is coming from here. For each loop process, this is going to be incremented by one right. We are getting the total count from here. Now the sum pay, that is total sum. This is coming from this add number. For whatever number of records will get processed, we are doing the summation of total base pay of each and every employee. That summation will come here. That's why your data looks like this one. This is the output file here. If you see there is 1 and 50. So what is this? 1,50,746 and 83,432. If you see the sum pays 23, 2,34,178. If you add these two, you will get this value and see there are two records processing. Otherwise, you are having to record in worker count. All good. I mean, definitely all not good. You need to practice this. Again, my template is there in the About Day. In XLT service attachment. Sorry, integration service attachment. You try to either download the template or you write this code by yourself and use this in the integration which you are going to create. Generate the fields, you play around, you make some changes, you try to explore more on this code. Then you will be able to understand this in detail. Basically, you will get the confidence. Once you get the confidence, you will understand everything. Any question, guys? Question one question. Then when we do that, like when we add the file, either XTT or ETV, and after that, when you do that integration, right, when you launch, why we are not able to see that refresh button? None of that. See when you will be able to see the refresh button as well. The thing is when the integration is launched. This is your parent event. If you see this is your parent event actually. Here you will see the overall process. Here in the overall process, you will not see the refresh button. Instead, if you need to refresh, what you can do is you click on this one overall process. You click on this link. That is a refresh. In other cases, when you execute that is under there, you get the integration events. In integration event, you will get the refresh button. That's the difference between two integration events, and in case like if I want to delete the entire DT, there is some message comes right there. Some process is going on. How to stop that process? Let me try to delete one of your TT. That's a good example. Let me just open Shalini. The last one. Let's say you want to delete this one. Click on Related Action Integration. Actually, to be honest, I have not deleted any integration, but you can see in the integration system here in the last. You can see delete now when I click delete. Let's see what this is giving. Confirm. In why this is not getting deleted? Because this is attached in one of the integration. That's why. What you can do is now you know like this is attached in one of the integration. In now you get where exactly this is attached as well. First I need to delete it from there and then only write exactly. Good. Basically, in the configuration, you remove the integration name, this integration reference. Then you will be able to delete this integration. Any other question? Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@upptalk.com.